So this is not a normal type of interview, since it's an interview with my father. It's a special interview. I've been interviewing immigrants as part of my class project, and of course my father's an immigrant, and so I'm first generation on his side. And I wanted to start out by asking you, how is it possible that a 28-year-old can migrate to the United States in 1981 and by 1990 be a Harvard graduate, learn English, and go to the top university of the world? How did you do it?
That's a very interesting question. I guess my first answer is faith in yourself. Know yourself. Even when you are in a situation of a disadvantage, which would happen to me when I came to this country, because when I came to this country back in 1981, I didn't speak a single word of English.
And you first came to Miami, where there's a lot of Spanish speakers even then, no?
But the interesting thing is that the main reason why I didn't speak a single word of English when I came in 1981 is because I never thought that I would immigrate to the United States. I was fine where I was living, in Lima, Peru, South America, but things happen. So that's my short answer.
It was a stepping stone, right? When you moved to Massachusetts, you took intense English classes.
Yes.
Then you started at a community college, then UMass, where my mother, and finally, by the late 80s, you were at Harvard. So people will ask, how did you do it? You learned English so fast and you accomplished something so incredible. Like, besides faith in yourself, maybe discipline too, right? You were in an Augustinian school, right?
Yeah,
they taught you discipline.
Yeah, that's the other part of my answer. Once I came here, I knew that I had to learn English, and I was lucky that I had good teachers, good professors, and so I entered. I remember my first college was Roxbury Community College. It was good, It was a 2-year college, but they taught me good English there to begin with. That allowed me to enter a 4-year college, which was the University of Massachusetts.
Because in Peru, besides your formation in school, through high school, through your Augustinian Catholic school, you did a couple years at Garcilaso de la Vega, right? So you studied business, but then you went into education later on, right? When you went to the United States.
Yeah, well, when I was living in Peru before I came here to the United States, I had a 2-year college experience at the university in Lima, but it was not as important as what I had accomplished here, because here I attended Roxbury Community College. I graduated with high honors. Then I entered the University of Massachusetts, Boston. I got a political science degree and an elementary education degree. I did all of this while I was a school teacher in the Boston Public Schools. And then in 1988, I was accepted by Harvard University, the Graduate School of Education. However, I took courses at the Harvard Business School, Kennedy School of Government. My master's degree was a multidisciplinary, degree, which I'm very
Let me
proud
ask you. You used to be part of a band in Peru before you knew English called the Beach Boys. So you knew how to. You had like your own Peruvian style of Beach Boys. So you knew how to say some words in English already through music, right? So that way you were familiar a little bit with the language before you were at the United States, right?
No, okay. Yes, before I came to the United States, obviously the most popular pop music was from America. The Beach Boys, Led Zeppelin, all these great bands. So
because you were born in 1952, so that's your time, right?
Yes.
The 60s and the 70s, all that.
All we heard in Peru, in the neighborhood that I was living, kind of a middle upper class neighborhood.
In San Isidro, right?
American music.
In San Isidro, right?
Which I like very much, which I love very much.
But you lived in San Isidro, right?
Yeah, San Isidro.
In that part of Lima. All right, thank you, Papa.